What's good, fam? Welcome to Subs Over Dubs, episode 14. My name is Vision,
I'm Rebel.
and here we got the Light and Darkness show going on right now.
Sir.
So picked up a new tee for the Animeverse
Yeah, we
video that we
talk
got
that
coming
later.
out. So
Yes, sir.
put a little bit more budget into it. We put our QR code and our name on the back to kind of make it easier to share our brand with everybody. But let's talk about that, man. So Animeverse, first time going to it, it was pretty good in my opinion for the time I went. The sale was a lot busier the next day.
Sure.
So, what was your impressions? Have you?
Well, I mean, I unfortunately only got to go on Friday. I got fell under the weather on Saturday, but even for Friday, I think it was only open from what 2 to 7. I want to say
2 to 7. I think
Yeah,
it was 7. They closed at 7, except for on Friday. It was 5.
Yeah, we're pretty much there, open to close, and fairly. A lot of people, a lot of vendors, really cool people. Some people we've interacted with before, so that was really cool. I always love to see the people that we talked to before. The vendors, obviously we're meeting up at same places, picking their brains and things like that, and a lot of voice actors.
Yeah.
And long lines, might I add, very long lines.
It was longer Saturday. It
Was
was packed. Like I said, so it was kind of hard for us to like pull people to the side because I don't want to do it like in the middle of the aisle between the
For
vendors because
sure.
then I'd really have to drag them across, or we're like taking a huge bubble of space.
Yeah.
If people wanted to respect us filming. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it was definitely a good time. That's the second time being in that little convention center. The first time being there at Animeverse, but yeah, it was a lot of VAs. If you like dub, it's a lot of VAs you could work with. Hi, we had what?
Shout out
Goku.
Alex Lee, man. We waited what, about an hour,
It
hour
was
and
probably
15?
about an hour at least.
At least an hour in line. I bought a Funko Pop at the convention. Had to get it signed, if y'all watch Demon Slayer in dub, he voices Zenitsu and killed it, bro. He killed it for sure, and I had to do it. I was really down though because Ian Sinclair was there, the voice actor for the dub of Brook and One Piece, and that was one of the things I was telling you is his side note. His voice is, when I think about dub acting and sub, his voice to me is a one-on-one on par with the sub counterpart. Like in my mind, I'm like, if the Japanese voice actor spoke English, that's exactly how I expect him to sound. So it was really cool. Unfortunately, they weren't taking any, they weren't allowing us to do video recordings, which is one of the reasons why we went. So I was a little disappointing, but I did get to meet Ian Sinclair, and I got to show love, let him know that he was my favorite Straw Hat, and I loved his character Brooke, and he even told me a joke which was really funny, and I just loved the interaction. But I really would have loved a shout out because he's one of my favorite voice actors for sure.
Yeah, maybe it was just a product of the convention itself because no one really seemed to offer video services. So we'll
For
see.
sure.
Another thing we need to check out is Cameo. They basically when they do the self.
Yeah, they kind
So
of
a lot of them might be on it.
It might be one of those things that I know this time around, the majority of the voice actors were wearing masks opposed to the last one. So maybe just Animeverse was just a little bit bigger, and just for safety reasons, they didn't want to take off their masks, whatever the case may be. But that's neither here nor there, and we don't touch on like politics and things like that. But the majority of the voice actors did not do voice recordings or video shoutouts. And then I think the one that did, I'm not gonna say his name, it was like $100.
Oh
and
yeah.
I was like, that's a little out of my budget, and you're cool, but I'm not
that
dying for that,
Yeah, we got Goku around the corner. And
Yeah, Sean Schimmel was there.
So
I love Sean Schimmel. I love Goku, but I was not waiting 2.5 hours for a signature.
yeah, they were definitely in line for the GOAT. So yeah, man, a lot of VAs again, a lot of cool people. We interacted with a good amount of people. I think I probably got close to, I want to say at least 15 interviews.
15, yeah.
And we had some friends that went up there that cosplayed, and man, he got a lot of like pictures, stops, and greets. Everyone was stopping him. His outfit was pretty dope. You'll see it in the
Shout
video.
out AD, man.
He was rocking
I missed it, unfortunately.
he was rocking the Mikey outfit, but shout out to him and his boy David holding it down out there. But yeah, man, Animeverse definitely would do again. Good pricing in my
For
opinion.
sure,
And
yeah.
what we paid, it was a decent time. But yeah, let's get into anime though. So, My Hero, man.
As always, I'm always ready for My Hero. It's such a good show, and even when it's not like crazy action, like the title's a little misleading, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
And
Deku versus the whole class, and they're not really fighting each other, just trying to capture him. But I'm like, man, it was really emotional, and even that part where and this is if y'all haven't seen it, spoilers. But when like Ida like grabs his hand and he's like eyes are watering, he's like, acting without thinking and being reckless is basically the essence of being a hero, right? And he's like crying and he's crying, and I'm like, hey man, yeah, facts. And it was really emotional, and obviously the end with Bakugo like apologizing. I was like,
Yeah,
they're so good at like,
setting it up.
yeah, just mixing the emotion with the action, and oh man, A1, man, that was 10 out of 10 episode. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, it was solid. I
Solid.
definitely like how they portrayed Bakugo. When he's talking to Deku about, his inferiority to him and how he felt like he outgrown him in so many different ways, and he was always playing catch up. That you seen like their levels of, I guess, growth throughout their life when he's
Sure.
having the conversation. So that was pretty dope. But yeah, and I guess we see how far, All for One has gotten, because obviously not everyone in the class has the ability to kind of slow down Deku, but Deku, who's like clearly visibly tired and drained, I feel like Shoto and Bakugo could have been enough firepower to kind of
Yeah.
stop him, but
No,
they had to make it dramatic.
Yeah,
and
they wanted
the
everybody
whole
to be able to
class.
get their piece out, and that was what made it more impactful. Because I don't even think Shoto used his fire; he just used the ice, right?
Against Deku, yes, because he tried to trap him with the ice.
Just trap him.
He used his fire, I guess, when they made that propel cannon.
Oh yeah, to
with
kind of
Lita.
push him forward.
So
Man, that was cool. I don't know. I was really excited about it, and I watched it. I think it came out on Saturday, and I ended up watching it Sunday. And I was trying to stay off social media because I was like, I wasn't feeling well, and I was like, just sleep, don't watch it. And then I seen a spoiler here, and I was like, I can't wait anymore. I don't care if I don't feel good. Definitely made me feel better. I was feeling under the weather, and I was like, man, I'm a hero, bro. I'm gonna get through this. It was funny, but it was dope.
yeah, another great episode. We only got 2 more episodes in the season, so obviously we're not gonna get that final fight. So
For
it looks
sure, I
like,
think they're gonna be. It's a setup, right? Like,
yeah, we're probably
final
getting.
episode's gonna be a cliffhanger, maybe.
They'll probably end in a similar fashion when they're about to raid the League of Villains.
Yeah, you're sure, right?
A building, some type of setup like that. But I'm excited to see. You know what's crazy though? We seen what's her name, her face in the Astro. And that's
Oh, the little thing.
I didn't know it was a girl.
I thought it was just like
That was.
that was its.
I thought he was a black mist, and like that suit kept him inside. You know what I'm saying?
Something like that too, but maybe
Because what happened
retcon?
last time? He got sucked out or something.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah,
That's why I was confused. And I thought it was a dude too, but maybe they retcon or something.
yeah.
Maybe
So
we missed something.
we seen her face, and I can't wait for next episode because we get to see Eraserhead. It looks like he's gonna have some words
Yeah.
regarding I don't. Well, you don't watch the sneak peek to the next episode, right?
I
So
watched a little bit and I started I backed out. I was like, no, I can't. I don't want to spoil it because that just makes me long for it more. I'm like, then it just makes next week unbearable because I'm like, I already got the sneak peek. I already kind of know what's gonna happen. I just don't want it to.
yeah, he ain't trying to go
I ain't
that
trying to
deep.
spoil nothing.
Speaking of spoiling, man. So to your eternity just ended, and without giving any spoilers, I kind of give you a heads up with season 3. Season 3 is gonna be like modern time.
Oh, because the first 2 seasons was like,
Yeah,
it was like it started at like
feudal
500 AD
era
or something, right? Yeah.
So it's gonna be because like he's holding a cup of boba. But I read in like some of the because I read like this is the only time I read and interact with like the anime community more is like a lot of times after I watch an episode I'll go to Reddit and see like everyone talking about it.
This guy got excited, had to jump to Reddit.
I always do this.
Shout out Reddit, man.
I do this for almost a lot of shows because I like to see other people's opinions and what other people are thinking. And I get this is not really a spoiler, I guess spoiler. Season 3 is gonna have a bigger, different tone than
Interesting.
the first 2 seasons, and so I'm interested to see how that's gonna play
It was
out.
24 episodes, right?
Yeah, or
Yeah, well,
24 or 20. I want to say 20. It was 20.
something
It was
episodes
20.
behind.
It was 20. It's 20 per season. So
All right, well, look, challenge me to finish that.
no. Finish Bleach. You
Bleach is a journey, right? Bleach is not something
Where
that
we at, man?
you finish to like episode 12. Hey, man, I've been sick. What do you want me to do?
I want you to watch the skip. I want you to skip.
Sana sana cuita rana, you know?
You got 2 weeks before season 3.
That's wild. Didn't season 2 or whatever just
Yeah,
finish?
that was well, I think you got a little bit longer. Let me double check because
I'm just gonna. I've been trying not to skip to just jump straight into Soul Society, but I might just have to.
yeah, it's over for you. It's coming back in July.
Bro, we're in March, April, May, June, July. That's 4 months.
I don't think you're gonna make
You
it.
know, I run it. Hey, I bet you $100. I bet you.
I'm not gonna bet you
I
on
bet
any
you
money.
$50
I just
I run
don't
it
think
till
you're gonna
July.
do it. Man.
Come on, y'all. Y'all don't want to see him, lose $50. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Dot, dot. We'll just call that 50 I owe you wash.
I'm not gonna have. I don't have any expendable funds at the moment. But now you got some time. I'll just mess with you. So hopefully he makes it by July.
We'll see.
But yeah, To Your Eternity, man. I'm excited to see what season 3 is gonna hold because it's supposed to be different and like if we're in modern times, like things
There's
are just
so
so
much you
much
can do with
different.
it.
Yeah, it's just a whole different world.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're talking about someone who has essentially powers. So seeing how
That'd be
that's
crazy.
I'm wanting to see how this like it's like modern like that Boba Cup. So they're like in our generation.
Present day,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
Interesting.
see how they're gonna
Interesting to see that.
because apparently there's enough to make. So I'm trying to remember if I read this correctly. If this is the same anime. There's, I guess we can say 3 story arcs. The first 2 seasons apparently covered the first one.
Oh wow.
So the second one that we're going into with season 3 has already ended, and they're working on the latest one, which is like
Interesting.
So I don't know how many seasons that is, but we take it as present. It took 2 seasons to cover the first arc.
First arc.
So that's a lot of, and this show is gonna go, a lot of different ways. So like we talked about Farmland Saga, in my opinion, is definitely gonna have to slow down a little bit, at least in the beginning, because present day, like what kind of threat are you gonna create in these days?
For sure.
So yeah, definitely check that out, guys. To Your Eternity, solid anime. Definitely wouldn't be. I don't think you'd be.
Nah,
upset.
I'm 1 season in. I think I'm on the last episode of season 1. I liked it. I mean, there was just those little few episodes that was kind of like a side arc that kind of slowed it down for me a bit. But as soon as I got off that, it's like right back to it. So I'm definitely in it to, for the long run, and I'm gonna catch up. You need to catch up to Bungo Stray Dogs, man. Every week I'm watching it. I'm telling this guy only like 6 episodes in, but what's happening is crazy. But if y'all Bungo Stray Dogs fans, man, just check it out and
Hey man,
let me know what y'all think about this season in the comments. It's wild right
I
now.
already gave you One Piece, man. What else do you want from me?
Bungo Stray Dogs is good, though. You gotta admit.
It's okay.
Is it better than To Your Eternity?
In my opinion, no. In my opinion, no. That's just
No, man, I beg to differ. But granted, To Your Eternity, I've only seen episode 1, and Bungo Stray Dogs is on season
only
4.
seen episode 1.
Season 1, I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
I've only seen season
I got
1
Catfish.
and Catfish, and Bungo Stray Dogs is on season 4. So I guess
I think the
can't
reason,
really compare it like that.
the main reason I like To Your Eternity more, it's more
Psychological.
that, but like it goes harder on your emotions because people die.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Hang on. You know what it is. But
Do we? Or did you just ruin that? Anyways.
hey man, we called out spoiler earlier, man. I'm sorry.
We'll put a banner up here and post.
But yeah, for sure. I'll get around to catching up to Bungo eventually one of these days, in another lifetime maybe. Speaking of, I forgot to mention this too. At the anime convention, man, we actually seen a fair amount of I guess it's because it's in season, but Demon Slayer. Also,
Oh yeah, for sure.
'cause even the next day there was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
There was like 14 Zenitsus in line with us.
I
Always
didn't even
give us-
notice that. I knew there was like a couple.
We interviewed one, I want to say, maybe two, and then
Yeah.
the rest of them were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that's wild.
and I want to say it's because of the upcoming season and then the movie. And it's kind of crazy. We asked the question. I wanted to get feedback on the movie. Like out of everyone we talked to, probably like 2 watched
Yeah,
it.
one or two.
But I think it's because a lot of people read and seen like, oh, it's just a recap. So people weren't really feeling it.
Between you and me, I mean, I know it's already been out for a little while, so there's not much spoilers, but I liked it. Like, I think rewatching the last few episodes kind of brought me back into the world,
Mhm.
and then watching the next one is like, okay, cool. Makes me excited to kind of be like, this is what's happening next, because they do get pretty big breaks in between. Demon Slayer, right? They'll do like a year and a half break.
It's
the
about.
next one?
I want to say like a year and a half, but like definitely a year because
A
like
year.
we ended
Oh,
the
you're
other
right.
one like the what you call it district and ended in I want to say the
It-
fall.
Yeah, dude,
of
you're
last
right.
year. So it was like at the end of the year it was
For
done.
sure.
So and I think it was it split? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was split. I think the first half was Mugen Train again, right? So the first,
Oh,
first
yeah,
10
yeah,
or
that's
12 was
right.
Mugen Train, and
Yeah, I
the
didn't
last-
watch that, so that's why.
So hopefully this time around we get 24 dope episodes and they don't Mugen Train us again, because that was kind of whack.
Kind of did with the movie, but I digress. We'll move on from that.
Continuing
Here's
on.
another thing that someone brought up. How do you feel about this? Right, we always talk about One Piece, but this is something that got brought up. In One Piece, man, a lot of people ask themselves, like, what kind of person is waiting for Luffy to hit him with his attack? Because not
Maybe.
only does he yell it out, like even early Luffy, right? He's, he had the
Oh, he's
elephant
like,
gun.
"Gamu Gamu no."
Yeah, he's like, who's waiting for that to like just hit him?
I know who's not waiting for him.
Who?
Eren Yeager.
Oh, yeah,
That
hey,
man
he
breaks
said,
all
what?
the anime rules, bro. You're
So you trying
supposed
to power up?
Yeah, man,
Hold
you're
this.
supposed to let them do their move. You're supposed to let them scream their move before you
He's-
stop.
he's
That
catching
man
them
did
mid-
not let him power up, bro.
He's catching a mid transition.
He
man.
did, bro. Grabbed him by the face. Not on my watch. That man is a villain, bro.
Oh man, I can't wait till the next season, the final season, part 3.
Or 15, coming out in 2045.
But yeah, that was just something that was brought up that I found funny. That kind of makes sense. But let's talk some more anime. So, what you got on your mind?
Have you watched Nier Automata?
I actually, now that I think about it, I didn't watch the latest one.
It's pretty good. It's getting good. I mean, it's a little bit of the same, where, if you guys are keeping up with it, obviously spoiler, but like what are they called? The machine life forms.
Machine life
They're
forms.
just acting differently. They're acting weird, and then last episode is really more so of like 9S, kind of like, I don't really trust you guys,
Mhm.
but they run into Pascal again, which is that life form that's like good, runs the village, and
Mhm.
I guess they lose they end up losing one of the little sisters, like that big machine with a little bow on it
Mhm.
from the episode prior to. End up losing her, and they're like, please help us find my little sister. And 2B is like, cool, like, I got you. And then 9S is like, why the hell are we doing this? Like, they're not human, they're just machine life forms, they don't have emotions. So he's kind of like an internal
Conflicted,
struggle. And
yeah.
there is a point in that last episode where I guess the bridge collapses and Pascal saves 9S.
Mm.
And that gets even more confusing, because he's like, I thought you were bringing us here as a trap, but you just saved my life. Like, why'd you do that? So I like the dynamic of it. It's like,
He's trying to kind of get
yeah,
awoken
it's like,
to.
it's not as black as white as he thought it is. And then towards the end, what you find out, spoiler alert, we'll put it at the top. They find out that one of the androids that was like supposedly dead is alive and is wanted for killing other androids. And she attacked 2B and 9S because she was like, what are you doing out here, like defending these machine life forms? So kind of getting like a little battle, and then she runs off. So it's like, okay, we have like this Adam and Eve character, we have this other android. So there's a lot of things going on, and it seems like they're setting up for something pretty big. So it's pretty cool.
Hope so. We only got 2 more episodes left. And wait, actually, I'm lying. That's delayed, so it's not. It's behind. So we'll see how.
Oh
it
yeah,
plays
yeah,
out.
sure, right.
Yeah, I mean, to me,
It's good anime,
to
bro.
be honest, it is not bad, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, my interest level kind of fell off a little bit. I didn't feel the need to watch it.
Can I be honest with you?
But
That's how I feel about Revenger.
Yeah.
Like Revenge, to me, Nier is refreshing because it's
Just
something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And then 9S kind of carries the show in that aspect of like, he's an android, but he's funny, he's goofy, and he's asking questions that like other people aren't. So there's a little bit of like, it's almost like they're discovering humanity.
Yeah.
So I like that. But Revenger, man, I'm just slumped. That's how I feel. I'm watching it for the sake of the pod, but you know, if there's a season 2, I don't know, man. Might have to skip it.
Well,
what do you think about Revenger?
It's all right. It's just, you know, it's solid for what it is, but I didn't expect it to be like grand by any means. So
Yeah. Which one do you prefer though? If you had to swap?
at this point, I mean, even at this point, Revenger.
Really? What is it about Nier that is it the break that dropped you
I
off
don't
of
know.
it, or-
Maybe it could be the break. Maybe it's because like the last episode was kind of slow.
Yeah, they're more.
And it's just like, I don't know. I'm just the interest. But the interest we started with fell off tremendously.
Interesting. So you're okay with Farmland, Snoozeland, Saga, but when an episode gets teensy weensy bit slow.
It's not even about just this episode in particular. I just say in general, like it's been
No, man, I
kind
think the fan service is there, comedy's there.
I don't know about
Action
no
is there.
comedy.
It's pretty funny.
I give you it has its moments in action. I give you that.
Yeah,
but like
I mean,
it's,
isn't
I
that
don't
what you
know.
want in an anime? It's well balanced.
I don't know about well balanced. It's all right.
You think Revenger's balanced? Revenger's just
No,
awful. It's the same thing every
it's just,
episode.
Yeah, it's just action. It's just. I mean, there's some
If-
story.
if you consider that action.
It's a samurai. It's based in feudal Japan, so I mean, things are gonna kind of be slow. I mean, there's not many that kind of give that type of energy. The only one I can think of is Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo did go off, man.
So,
Shout out
classic.
Samurai Champloo. English dub is the best.
You know, that's one of the few that I watched in dub. So
It was good.
this is another solid one. Yeah. So that's how I feel about both of those in general. Like, I'll watch it. I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's just like this last episode, I just didn't feel like. I was just like looked at it. I was like, man, what else?
Do I really
What
wanna
else?
watch this,
I was
bro?
like, what else is on?
That's how I felt about Bleach last week.
Jesus Christ. Well, it's slow in the beginning. I told you that.
Yeah.
Because I think
I'm gonna muscle through it though. I'm gonna get it all, and then we'll see if it gets better. If it doesn't get better, and the only reason why I'm giving it a chance is excuse me. There's this anime called Hitman Reborn, and I kept watching it. I'm on episode like 12, 15, and I'm reading on all these vlogs like, yo, just wait till you get to like episode 48, and then I'm like at 42, and I'm like, there's just no way. Like, I'm investing this time. They're like, just get to 48, get to 48. I'm at 46, and I'm like, what could happen in 1-2 episodes? 47. I'm like, bro, if 48 is not good, I wasted my time. I'll be mad. That one episode changed the dynamic of the whole show, and I watched the rest of the 9 seasons. So that's the only reason I'm like, Bleach has a chance in my book, because it just takes one episode for me to be like,
listen,
hold up, let him cook, you know. And which happened to Reborn, and if y'all watch Reborn, it is probably slower than Bleach.
I didn't watch Reborn.
Yeah, I think it's
it was a little bit
Bleach.
too like.
Kitty-ish in the beginning. Yeah, it feels show and jumpy, but nonetheless, I liked it. It was really good, and the power theme that they went with it was really cool and different.
Yeah, I was about to say though, like, are you willing to give One Piece a chance?
Oh, bro, One Piece hit it out the park with the first like 20 episodes, bro. What are you talking about?
Jesus help us all. I mean, you heard the people over there at Animeverse. They're like, listen, it's a commitment. They already know what it is.
Nah, the problem. All right, let's talk about this. I'm ready to talk about this. 90% of the people who sat here, and I gotta sit up because I'm angry. 90% of the people who are like, One Piece is overrated or One Piece is mid. They haven't even watched it. How can you sit here and comment on a show that you haven't watched?
Hey,
I said,
while they
those
haven't
videos-
watched,
And while I've seen those videos, if you go back, and we're gonna have that video probably tomorrow, I said, why don't you like One Piece? It's just so long. We don't have time to sit here.
it's a journey.
But
you can't act
but
like
they
it's
sit
not a
here
journey.
and they watch the same anime. They'll watch Demon Slayer 2 seasons 100 times. It equals the same amount of episodes. It's the same thing. And my counter argument to those people, and if you're at the con and y'all are watching this, y'all heard me say, watch it. Because once you watch it and you fall in love with it, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm glad it has this many episodes.
Listen, I speak for those people who didn't watch it.
Do you?
They're not missing a whole lot.
You're tripping, bro.
They're not missing a whole lot.
You're smoking on something that nobody else is, my
I
guy.
got the loud back apparently.
Tripping.
Hey, man. I can honestly say my life would not have changed if I didn't watch One
You're
Piece.
tripping, bro. Did your life change with Naruto?
Oh, of course.
But it's because you watched it when you were younger, right?
I watched One Piece. I watched One Piece on W39 when I was little.
Oh, you're talking about 4 kids?
Yes,
That's different. That's not my One Piece.
I still One
They
Piece.
edited like
Yeah,
90% of stuff out.
they edited a lot. There was like less blood.
Look, man, look. All I know is we can have this One Piece argument every week. Is it the greatest anime in the world?
No,
No.
but a lot
Is
of people
one
hold
the
it there.
best stories
No.
of our time? Yes.
Oh my!
What's a better story? Give me a better story.
I
wanna hear it.
gave you a lot of them. Like in my experience, Hunter x Hunter, and it's not even finished. The Chimera Arc beats any other arc you show me, in my opinion. Right, that's one.
That loses to Entertainment District arc of Demon Slayer.
No, Demon Slayer has fantastic action and animation. When it comes to storytelling, it's not as nearly as good as Hunter x Hunter. And the fight
The
complexities.
Pain arc with Naruto beats Chimera arc.
No,
Yes.
no.
No, you're
The
tripping.
Naruto versus Pain fight is probably one of the better
No,
fights.
the whole arc as a whole. You're talking about Jiraiya dying. You're talking about
There's a
Naruto
lot
losing.
of dead time in between that.
It doesn't matter.
That-
There was a lot of
that's
dead
fine.
time in
No,
the Chimera Ant
no.
arc.
When they enter the kingdom, and they start. No, it's not.
Bro, if you take the whole Pain arc, it's so much better. From the moment where Jiraiya dies onward, even if there's filler episodes, it's goaded. His mentor dies. He has to learn to live with that. Then he learns Sage Mode, surpasses his teachers. Then he comes back and starts whooping everyone's ass. And then he finally gets the recognition he deserves from the village.
What
And you're
was
gonna
that
tell me a Chimera? Granted,
Hold on, real quick, because what was it? Because you done brought me all the way to Naruto. What was the original argument?
no, I was just saying, like, if you think that like One Piece's storytelling
Oh yeah,
is better than
but that's two. That's two, right? I understand. No, okay, let's just agree with Naruto. But then I would put that better than One Piece.
but
So that's three. Okay, let me give you another one. Yeah, I don't know if you watch this Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's a whole 50 episodes. Is really really good. It's one of the best.
I've seen some things, and people have told me about it, and I had my old roommate. He
That's a
spoiled it
good
for
dub.
me.
That's a good dub. That's one I would recommend. You gonna watch a dub anime?
I didn't
Yeah,
like
I know.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Sleep.
I didn't like it.
You're tripping.
Granted, I was starting to watch it, and then someone spoiled the ending, so it could be one of those reasons why I was just like, "Why tell me the last episode?" But there's not many animes that have better storytelling, and the Chimera Ant arc is not one of them.
I think Hunter x Hunter in general is good, but like
Hunter x Hunter
that's you.
in general is amazing. Chimera Ant arc, to me, is probably one of the top 10 arcs. Not a better storytelling than One Piece, because of the amount of episodes that One Piece has. You're able
That makes
to
it
tell,
worse.
You're able to tell so much.
If you need
you're able to-
more, if you can get more with something with less,
But you can't.
you can't. What do you mean you can't?
Naruto has a really good storytelling, but it has
I wouldn't-
700 episodes.
I wouldn't even listen. I don't even necessarily would say Naruto has a good story.
Okay, so then,
It's like
besides
the whole story is about Naruto chasing another dude the whole time. That's what it
you're
was.
one of those trolls on the internet,
No,
bro.
is that not what the case is?
No, he's chasing his friend
Right.
because he needs to prove to himself that he can save one person. Because if he can't save one person, how can he save a village?
Okay.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, he's gotta prove he can save his best friend.
What does Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood have that's so great?
I would just say a
The
lot
dog
of.
and the girl. That's so great.
I don't even think that's not in Brotherhood. I don't think.
Oh,
That's only
That's
in.
all I saw.
That's in the if I'm not mistaken, it's been
That
a
was
while.
weird.
I'm almost positive that's in the other one.
The original. or
Well, we can call it the first
original,
one. Yeah. I'd have to read. I could be wrong about that, to be honest, but I would say this: you have a lot of very well written characters. The villains are really well written, and the way they intertwine is really good. So like you have almost like a middle ground anti-heroes in there mixed in, and it's just a real good story that they intertwine. I'll also say this: I think Attack on Titan, like where we're at now, is
I was
one
gonna
of
say,
the best.
In my head, I was like, the only one that you can say at this point, and I believe you, could be Attack on Titan. But again, you have 4 seasons
Okay.
and then some. It takes a lot to build a great story. You can't give me a
No,
good
it
story for
doesn't.
the episodes.
You
You
can.
can't.
That's why it's so hard.
I
That
think
very few
Brotherhood
people
is
do
at
it.
the bottom of a lot of these lists as far as storytelling.
Storytelling?
Yes, storytelling.
I don't see
The
how One
Chimera
Piece.
and Arc is better than, or even Hunter x Hunter in general is better than Brotherhood. I will give you that. Maybe Attack on Titan might be an argument for One Piece because they did do a lot in only 4 seasons, right? But what's holding that back is the last season. They're just milking it. You're ruining the whole story.
So, like, let me ask you this: what arc would you hold from One Piece to go against Hunter x Hunter's Chimera Arc? What is it? Is
It really
there?
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because Hunter x Hunter will win, or because One
No,
Piece wins.
you can go easily with, let's say, Dressrosa, bro. Whole Cake Island. Whole Cake Island is not even that good of an arc.
I don't think. Okay, man.
It was pretty good.
Listen,
We can even go pre-time
I'll give you
skip.
Dressrosa, but again,
Marineford.
there's only a couple fights that are like so. Like here's my answer. Like Whole Cake Island, for example. What's his name? Something with a K. The young son. That's kind of the one. Katakuri.
Yeah,
His fight with Luffy was entirely too long.
I agree.
It was they drawn it out again, like they do usually.
But as far as a storytelling, you're talking about Sanji leaving, has to get married for his family. Like
Just because things are happening doesn't make it a good story, though.
it's the way that it's happening. Sanji gets in a fight with Luffy, kicks that man in the face, and then he's like, "I'm not leaving," and it ties it back to the reason why he likes food is because his mom was the only one who enjoyed his cooking. She passed away. She was the only good person in his life. Like, it just ties back to like,
And then
you get to know these characters so much better.
this is just a random thing, but is Luffy in that? And I believe he has like missing a tooth. Is it because he just let Sanji hit him? Right? He doesn't fight him
Yeah,
back.
he's like, "I'm not gonna fight you back, bro."
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
He's like, "I'm gonna sit here. I'm not gonna eat, sleep, drink. I'm not leaving." And Luffy's out here dying, starving, and they're just sitting there, and brings us some food, bro.
That's not. I think there's nothing inside of that arc, right, that compares with Gon trying to get his revenge for Kite.
How does that differ from like
Because you're even though like yeah we know it's a revenge story, but you're invested. You feel his anger. You see it like that whole.
not in the dub? I'll tell you that.
I don't speak the dub. You were team dub, remember?
I'm not team dub. I'm just team that guy. Anyways, like I said, there's not many.
Answer that question.
What you mean?
Give me like the whole revenge plot with going for Kite. What even brings that? In my listen, there's a
The Marineford arc. The moment Ace dies with Luffy, that kills that.
that was the
Easily.
only that was the only one.
Time skip.
That's the only moment. There's like that moment.
You're talking about. You can go when Zoro loses to Hawkeye for the first time.
That was
You
like,
can go with Ace dying.
hey, that's a good moment.
You could talk about, even the ramifications. It's not even an arc, but when Luffy's dealing with all that, you got the Sabaody arc where they all come back together. Like that first arc, they go to Fishman Island. Like, that's a good arc. They're talking about segregation and things like that. Come on, bro.
The Fisherman arc, man.
Yeah,
That
bro.
was-
Some
they're
of it was
They're in
outlandish.
underwater jars of like what are we doing here?
Some of it is outlandish, I'll admit, but every arc has something to it where
Oh,
you're just
man,
like,
I don't think
damn.
we're gonna agree to.
We'll agree to disagree. We're probably running on what 45 minutes of us talking about just One Piece. We're gonna do this every week too, I guess. But
Hey man,
anyway,
someone's got to speak up, man.
we
Someone's
need
got
them comments, bro. I need people to shout us out.
like I'm trying to
Community's strong out
like
here.
the only thing I can think of for One Piece that is emotionally driven. Like I felt something. Ace died, and then when recently when the 7 swordsmen fight Kaido the first time and get worked.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. I was like, when Luffy pops up, he tells Law to take him away. That was a really, really good scene. Outside of that, I don't get that type of energy from other episodes. I'm just being honest. And I'm watching it. Like when I watch My
like a
Hero,
hater, bro.
I mean, I might be. I'm just being honest. The truth might come off as a hater.
Are you?
Like,
Are you
I'll
being
give you an
honest?
example. My Hero, right? It happens
Sure.
a lot. When Lemillion's fighting Shigaraki without his powers, that was a dope scene. How they built it up. He's like screaming like on all that, and they kill like the sounds, and it's just the music in the background. That was a really good moment.
Okay, so when Robin got taken, and they were at
That was another good moment when she says, "Luffy, I want to live" or something.
yeah, she
that was another good
saber, right? You got so many moments.
That was
in
3.
Bro, you have so many other moments.
Name another one.
Bro, so you got so you have when Ace dies.
Oh, we already
yeah,
talked about that one.
I know, and I'm trying to.
Okay.
When Robin gets captured.
Okay.
And then
For me, it was the Seven Swordsmen.
The Seven
It might not
Swordsmen,
be
right?
you, but that's for me.
No, I like that too. I mean,
That's
even
3.
even all of it, bro. Like when Luffy fights Kaido the first time, like that's crazy, bro. And the way he's like, that guy keeps glaring at me. You get chills, bro, because he's like staring this guy down. There's many moments in this anime where you like, I straight up just got chills. Bro, even Crocodile saying Luffy's name, bro, I'm just like, that's goated, bro. They have little pieces where he's just like, Hisashi Buri Dana, Mugiwara. And I'm just like, bro, that's just lit.
That's you know what? That's another question we need to start asking the commission. What's the most iconic moment in the anime for you to see like what people say? And I think one of the biggest ones we'll probably agree on this is probably when Naruto steps on the scene on the pain arc. That was
really
like,
great.
But just in general, like I guess we can even call it rage moments. Like I don't know, man. I don't get that energy all the time from One Piece.
Well, you gotta understand, One Piece as a whole, I'll admit, is a little bit lighter. It's a lighter toned anime than
Yeah, of course.
any other anime. So I think you have to look at different key points than like Hunter x Hunter, right? So you have the Chimera Ant arc. Even not even going crazy when the King Ant or whatever, when he has a speech and he's talking about like, you know, I'm gonna be the reason why I save humanity. He's like, it's gonna feel like dictatorship at first, but once I get everything in order, I promise you I'm doing this for the betterment of mankind. You're like, even in English, I was like, yo, that's wild.
I didn't even feel it other than that. But I felt more when Netero basically offs himself and does a nuclear bomb. That was a tough moment.
Man, you know they stole that revival piece from Dragon Ball Z, right? Where he like the Prince Ant or the King Ant had like, it's like, oh, my heart can regenerate myself, and I was like, yeah, I just pulled a cell, bro.
Well, and then I believe it's the author is like, I don't know if he's a fan or good friends with the Dragon Ball Z. That Miriam is supposed to be Cell. He's made in his likeness.
I was wondering, there was a lot of similarities.
That's why he's so he looks so similar, and that may be a reason why he
revived the same way. That's interesting. I like that. Shout out Hunter x Hunter, man. Maybe it'll come up before I pass away.
Hunter.
Maybe it's Hunter x Hunter. All right, I'm gonna put this up on this poll. Is it Hunter x Hunter or is it Hunter x Hunter? Because I never know. But y'all let us know who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah. Let's yeah, man. That's something we need to ask the people. I think that'll be a good question. Like, what's one of the toughest anime moments? Because
let's not go rage, because if you talk about rage, everyone's gonna talk about that Gon moment. But if we just talk about anime, like
what's
interests, like top character interests.
Well, we can just say what's the like biggest emotional moment in anime for you, like where you felt some type of way, whether it be.
Do you have yours right now or no? I already know.
I'm trying to. I'd have to think, man. There's a lot of them. I mean, I remember, like I said, a lot of people would say when Naruto came out on the Toads, that was just a tough scene. You see Sakura scream Naruto, boom,
she got the best summoning jutsu, bro.
He just posted up and just like, that was just a tough scene. Even when, like you mentioned, when Jiraiya died and when you have Naruto,
that to me, I don't think has been topped yet.
What, like, Jiraiya dying?
Yeah, and what kills me is like the whole popsicle thing, and then he's like sitting.
Saying.
Bro, I was like dead ass, like I had tears in my eyes. I was
this one's not as strong. This one's not as strong, but for whatever reason, I just felt it more. Is when you had Midoriya doing his rocking, he's crying. He's like, I want to be a hero or something. I forgot what exactly was said, but I was just like, dang, that kind of sucks.
Like this past episode?
No. It was like first season before he got his powers from All Might.
Oh yeah, and he was like,
he's crying to his mom, like, can I be like that or something like that. I was like, damn.
What really made me cry was when he was when he first met All Might in the first episode, and he's like crying. He's like, can I be a hero too? And I was like, I felt that. He's like, it's someone who's quirkless, and you know, someone like me, can he be a hero? And I was like, yep, I feel that. Because you know, you kind of like put yourself in those positions of like, can I be the person that maybe I aspire to be? So, and that's such a broad like question, you know, and it's almost like seeking validation. And I'm like, I've been in that position where I'm like, I want to ask somebody like, am I good enough, you know? And that one hit me pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like, that one hit me almost as close as the Jiraiya thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, why are they trying to make me tear up in the second episode, bro?
Yeah.
I think that's what caught my attention too for My Hero. Mm-hmm. That I was like, oh, this is gonna be good for sure.
You know what's another thing I just thought off the top of my head? Like,
excuse me, y'all.
If you had to say When it comes to action animation, like what would be the top 3 in the last, let's just say 10 years for you? It doesn't have to be a scene, just an anime in general.
Top 10 animation.
Like top three.
Top 3. See, it's tough because
Like action animation, like fight scenes, like what just like to you, what personally looks like. It's just really, because you're
Demon
gonna,
Slayer for sure.
I feel like you're gonna miss one, and then when you think about it, you're like, dang, this is true. And I think it gets overlooked a lot.
Demon Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
This past season, the Wano arc with One Piece.
Okay.
And then, it's a really good fight scene. Man, you got me on my toes now.
It doesn't have to be a fight scene.
Pause, bro. Hey, yo.
It doesn't necessarily have to be fight
Doesn't
scene,
have to
just fighting animation.
I don't know. I can only think of 2. Demon Slayer, the recent One Piece. Oh, and Black Clover.
See, I'm happy you got that, bro. I looked at.
I was thinking about that. And I was thinking of all like the lights, and I was like, oh, Black Clover.
Bro, I'm surprised you ain't say your favorite, man.
What?
Ranking the Kings, man.
So look, Ranking the Kings animation is different, and I like it a lot. But when I'm talking about anime action scenes,
bro, like their action scenes is.
It was good. It was good. It's top 5 for
I
sure.
would say it's better than One Piece in a lot of spots. The top tier fight scenes from One Piece get the level of animation that could compare with. It might not look as good, but like frame to frame.
No, I love Ranking the Kings. Like I said, it'd probably be top 10 animation for me. You know, I voted for it at the Anime Awards, but the way that they did the coloring, the texturization, the 3D with One Piece, Demon Slayer, and Black Clover is.
Yeah, Black Clover, like a lot of their fight scenes are really, like the ones that it's invested are really good. Like I think some of the dopest ones always involves Yami with his ability. But remember when the captains are fighting?
Oh yeah.
That just like a lot. Like
there was a lot going on. Yeah, I liked it.
And one that you haven't really watched these, but you've seen them, like any of the Fate series.
No, man. Everyone tells me they're so good. The problem is I don't know what order to watch them in. So you have like Fate Stay and Night, Fate Zero, Fate this and that. And I'm I don't know where to start.
There is an order, but there's not, because like how it is, the set of characters are just put in different like versions or worlds.
Oh, gotcha.
So there is a watch order for some of them because there's like a part 1, part 2. But if you start on a different one, it doesn't you don't need to know because it's like fresh in the world for most of them. But there is a watch order, but you don't need to watch it in order, if that makes sense.
I think someone told me that too. Like, it doesn't really matter because it's like this could be the prequel to the sequel to this. Bro, it's like once you watch it,
they just use the characters and replace them, and it's just different situations. But usually there's only one. So Fate Zero is the good one. I think Fate Night Stay is there's one of them that just didn't get good animation that everyone's like, no, we don't look. It's the ugly step. It's the ugly stepbrother. So they just look away. No, but I was just on the top of my head. I was thinking about like.
Check that out though. I have heard about it, and I just, like I said, I didn't know what to order, so I kind of backed off.
You can start with the movies. There's 3 of them.
Are they canon?
I couldn't answer that question. I want to say that it is, but I don't know. Because like I said, none of the series kind of it's all each world.
Continuous in a way, yeah.
It's called. I'd have to text you. It's the latest movies. There's 3 of them.
Interesting.
And it gets a little. The thing about it, it's more what we kind of like. It's more adult theme. It has its like moments, but it gets pretty dark.
I like that more non-showing. I love showing. Don't get me wrong, but it's refreshing to have something.
Yeah, mature.
More catered to our. But another one that I thought of when you were talking was what do you think about Sword Art? Sword Art has pretty good animation, 100%. Especially like the last movie we watched. It's pretty good, especially for like I guess canon, non-canon movie or whatever.
Yeah, Sword Art, like some ones that, and there's a lot that can be put in there. For me, the top 3, and it'd be tough. Demon Slayer is definitely in there just because there's just too much. I'd probably put the Fate series. A lot of their like, if you watch, you could be like, it's really unmatched. Like the show might not be as good as the other ones, but when it comes to just action animation, the money they put in, it's not close. Good. It's not close, bro. But you got Jujutsu Kaisen.
Forgot about Jujutsu Kaisen.
My Hero has its moments. In the anime, it's not always at that level, but like in the movies, they put a little bit more in it. I feel like I'm forgetting one. I was thinking about that, but yeah, just as recently Sword Art Online, yeah. The story is not as good as some of the other, like the first 2 seasons, but
Sure.
it has some really good animation. Especially that's another one too. Like Sword Art. I can't remember the exact moment, but it had another moment. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That was a tough scene. But that's a question I wanted to ask. Some of the people we talk with, and that's a good thing about us, like doing these conventions. Like we find ourselves asking the same question, but now like
We start changing it up.
when I'm thinking about it, we can start with those. Those gonna be leading questions, but then we can follow up with questions on those animes
sure.
to build different questions, because asking someone's favorite anime all the time, it's cool. We get to hear it from the community, but then it gets only like, okay,
At some point we need to change it. We're dropping every convention. That's fair too. It is exciting to hear other people's opinions, but I guess it's to that point where we've been 2, 3, 4 conventions. Like, let's get deeper. Let's get the
let's
real
see
facts.
how far we can go with it.
Facts.
And a few times we do press the button, like a lot of people at this convention weren't as willing to stand on stuff. Like a lot of people were worried about offending others.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Because when I was saying what's an anime that's overrated, they're like, I was like, look, you can say X, Y, Z.
We got that a lot with the question where we always close out would be
Subs or dubs.
Subs or dubs, and a lot of them like, oh, it's both, and I'm like, look, we can have a personal preference and still respect the other side, right? Like, I'm big on sub, however, I respect dub. I can watch dub, but when I'm asking your preference, people, I want to know your preference. It's a little game for us. We're keeping tally, and it's just a fun way to kind of see what kind of people are showing up in these communities that we're going to, and who our audience is catered to.
Yeah, I don't know who won this time either. It's a lot of I want to say it's close to half. I don't know. I'll have to look at it when I'm editing the video. But yeah, man, we just gotta. It's a process, guys. We're growing, learning what to talk about. What people might be interested in hearing, and a lot of people. I thought about it too. I said another thing we could do to kind of shake things up. When you hear someone name off their favorite anime, and then give them like a versus situation. You think this person would win against this person? Oh, why? Just to kind of give more people things to talk about.
I like that guy who was he said that One Punch Man was overrated, and he's like, I like One Punch Man. He's like, I just don't think he can whoop Goku's ass. And I was just dying, and I was like, that's why you don't like him? He's like, yeah, everyone says, he can whoop Goku's ass. It's not my Goku. It was just funny, bro. And I was like, man, it was a good interaction, and it was just really like, you can still like an anime and be like, I don't like it because of this. And people have some petty reasons, bro. I'm not liking certain things, but it's fun, like you just kind of get to pick other people's brains.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Check out the Animeverse episode we have whenever I drop it, hopefully in the next few days, if not tomorrow. But let us know in the comments, guys. Is it subs
or is it dubs?
Peace.
We out.
What's good, fam? Welcome to Subs Over Dubs, episode 14.
Why do we do this every time?
I'm pretty sure I'm right, but
I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, we don't want
to validate. You really need to just leave these bloopers in every time. It just makes it funny. Yes, sir. Episode 14. You are correct.
All right. Go to the top.